Share my screen. This is the beautiful Murli of 23rd July 1969. Baba was sharing about power of determination. So Baba says, this is the Avyak Murli, just to get the context, wherein Baba was talking about the subtlety of the practice and some of the subtleties around discernment and determination. Baba says, what does Bapdada see when he looks at each of you? Bapdada is seeing four things in each of you. What are the four things? Each one shared his ideas. Firstly, he is looking at crown. Secondly, the throne. Thirdly, the effort. And the fourth one is the fortune. Taj Takht and the effort and the fortune. Bhagya. He is seeing these four things in each one. What is the crown of the confluence stage? Do you know that? So today Bapdada has come into the gathering of the children who are seated on the throne and who are also wearing a crown. Only those who are wearing a crown have been invited to this gathering, but each one's crown is different and according to his own capacity. Baba was seeing who had which crown and which throne at this conference age. One is wearing a crown, and whether it is large crown or a small one, whether they constantly wear it or whether they take it off and leave it aside sometimes. All of you know yourself because you are the ones who are the specially chosen jewels. And so you must have at least that recognition. Can you discern your effort and your fortune? Can you fully discern yourself? For instance, if you went into an advanced party, what would your fortune be according to your present effort? Do you understand that? Do you know your present effort and your fortune? Only when you recognize yourself can you recognize others. It is essential to know this because such a time is coming for which there will be a greater need for the power for discrimination, greater need for the power of discrimination. This is the method to attain the success in service. The method is to discern. As your power of discrimination becomes powerful, you'll continue to have success because of your not being able to recognize fully and because someone does not receive the method through which his fortune could open, there isn't so much success in service. So Baba is connecting the power of discerning and the success in the service. What result is visible for those who do less service? Many subjects are created, but not so many heirs are created. Very few heirs being created means that you are not able to perceive their pulse. When you are able to perceive a patient accurately, you are then able to give him the right medicine, and the disease then finishes. What happens when the disease is finished? The Pandavas who are the instruments especially need the power to discern whatever is to happen in the future. They also need the power to take decision. After the power to take decision, there has to be power to solve the problem. Then you will be able to face anything. And after you have faced everything, you will attain the success of revelation of Yajna. Why has Baba invited you? Everything has to be accounted for. You have been invited here so that you can learn the knowledge of going up and down a ladder. In which aspect do you have to climb up, and in which aspect do you have to climb down? You have caught hold of seniority, but even whilst being a senior, you're not able to instantly come down the ladder and be a junior. So Baba is talking about how can you be a master and a child. It is essential to become a master in 1 second, a child in the next second. In some cases, it is seen that when you have to be a child, you become a master. How can you become become the form that is needed at any particular moment? You have been invited here to learn that. Learn what? When to become master and when to become a child. When to step up and speak up and when to listen and accept. For example, when you are in a gathering for which something is to happen, at the time of giving your idea, it is good to be a master. However, in the gathering, when there is a question of something being made final by the instrument brothers and sisters, you should make your intellect like that of a child. What is the qualification of being a child? He will speak with great force about something, and then he will be totally free from waste thoughts about same thing immediately. So, in the same way, you should make your intellect a master and give your ideas to those who are the instruments, and then instantly let your intellect become like that of a child. There is a benefit in this. However, what is the result when someone becomes a master? Firstly, he the time is wasted and even the power is wasted. Then instead of love for one another increasing, there is a margin for it to decrease. Therefore, as your responsibility increases, it will be essential for you to climb up this ladder and then climb down again. So, Baba is giving you these teachings in advance for success in the future. All of you are experienced in this. Whether someone is young or old, from time to time, he tries to maintain his power and swaman, self respect. As you progress further, there will be more obstacles. And this is why those who have become instruments will have to be very humble. To be humble means to renounce regard for self. Through renunciation, you receive great fortune. To be humble means to renounce regard for self. Through renunciation, you receive great fortune. Tyag Bhagya. The more you renounce, the more you will receive respect, regard. The more you try to speak, try to seek respect, the more it will become a means of losing respect. This is why you must increase the practice of going up and down the ladder, of being a master and a child. This is why you have been invited here. There will be success in this when you have the power to perceive situation. When you have perceived the situation, the result will be good. When When you don't perceive them, the result is going to be wrong. What is the effort to increase the power of discrimination, discerning? More than just cleanliness of the heart, you need cleanliness of the intellect. You should have the power to apply a brake to the power of thought. Whatever thoughts you have in the mind or whatever the intellect judges, both needs a powerful brake, and they also need the power to bend. Both these powers are most essential. This is called the power of remembrance or the angelic power. If you're not able to apply a brake, it is not good. And if you are not able to bend, that also is not good. So if you have a power to apply a brake and to steer, you will not waste the power of intellect. The energy will not be wasted. Instead, it will accumulate. The more you accumulate it, the more your powers to discerning, discriminate, and to take decision will increase. When will your power to discrimination and decision increase? The more you accumulate when to bend, when to apply brake, right? You should also practice this in the bhakti. To what extent are you able to apply a brake and steer your mind and intellect? You have to check yourself. These are the two reasons why there are accidents. Bab Dada is giving this signal, especially to Pandavas. Acha? You must have heard a lot in the bhakti. It isn't that because you have heard a lot, it is difficult to stabilize yourself in the point form. The weakness of not being able to stabilize yourself in the point form is that the first lesson is not firm. You should experience yourself to be bodiless souls while performing actions. This practice throughout throughout the day is very much needed. You have to be detached from practical matters and then come into action. The more experience you have of this, the more you will stabilize yourself in the point form. However, not so much attention is being paid to this. You say that you don't have the time, but you can make the time. If you have the aim, then just as when someone has to go somewhere for a special task, he pays special attention to make the time for it. This is one special task for the short time of confluence age that remains. If you consider it to be a special task and make the time in between, it can be possible. But because you don't have this practice, your time passes by in just thinking about it. If you pay attention, then as are your circumstances, accordingly, you can increase this practice. All of you are weak in this practice. Which practice? Practice to stabilize yourself in the point form. If you pay attention, then as are your circumstances, accordingly, you can increase this practice. All of you are weak in this practice to stabilize in the point form. In fact, it is not difficult to stabilize yourself in the form of a point. Practice becoming detached. The point form is of being detached anyway. It is incorporeal and detached. When you stabilize yourself in the stage of being incorporeal and detached, you will have the experience of the point form. What is a prerequisite of being a point form? Being incorporeal and detached. While walking and moving around, you will be able to experience the angelic stage. Your practice will become such that you will be able to remain in a Vyakt stage whenever you wish. You will then be able to fill yourself with a power, with lot of power in just 1 second's experience. And you'll also experience the power of applying brake and steering. To experience the point form is not difficult. It is just thoughts that bring you down. If you have the power to apply a brake to your thoughts, you'll be able to remain in a Vyakt stage for a longer period. You have to consider yourself to be a soul and remain stable in that stage. When you stabilize yourself in your original stage, you will then experience your virtues. You are able to experience the virtues of a place that you visit against your conscious wish. When you visit a cool place, then even if you don't want to, you experience the coolness of that place. In the same way, soul consciousness means remembrance of the Father. It is not possible for there not to be Baba's remembrance in soul consciousness. Just as Bab and Dada are not separate, in the same way, soul conscious intellect that has faith is not separate from Baba's remembrance. Can you not stabilize yourself in the point form in 1 second? If you were all told to practice the drill now, would you be able to do that? When you stabilize yourself in the point form, firstly, there is the experience of the point form, and you will experience the original virtue of the soul. What is that? Shanti. Practice this also, practice this also because there is now very little time and you have a lot of work to do. At the moment, you take a lot of time to do a little work. As you progress further, such a time will come that lives of all of you will become very busy, and it will be as if you have very little time. You will experience the day and night to be like 2 hours. From now, from now on, practice doing a lot of work in a short time. It is a great power to be able to use your time in a worthwhile way. Just as it is not good to waste your energy, neither is it good to waste your time. Subjects of each of you will be revealed. When your subjects are revealed, your status will also be revealed. Each one's subjects and bhagas will be revealed. Before your future status is revealed, the memorial of the form of success in service will be revealed. The future status will then be revealed. Such a time will come when you will not be able to earn an income for yourself, but you will become very busy for others. Now, there is very little time for your own income. So, you will earn your income through serving others. Now, take the maximum benefit from the little time that remains. Otherwise, you will remember this time. Therefore, whatever you are like, whatever stage you have reached, the circumstances are not going to change. Do not think that you will earn an income when there are not so many difficulties. They will adopt an even larger form day by day. With what will adopt? The difficulties. But even whilst being in these situations, your stage needs to be very strong. This is why you have to pay attention to the time. Acha? Baba has told you about the crown of responsibility. So, what is the throne? The throne of humility. When you sit on it, you'll be able to do all your work accurately. The Shakti army was given the throne of remaining constant, and Pandavas were given the throne of being humble. Be seated on the throne and by wearing the crown of further responsibility. Create your future status. Do not come down from this throne. If you do your task while sitting on the throne, the task will be successful. Look at the whole day. What are the 4 things that are always with you? Baba is asking you about common physical things. Firstly, you have to have a chair with you. Secondly, a pen. Thirdly, a file. Fourthly, all the all the running around that you do. Chair, pen, file, and all the running around that you do. Change all of these 4 things from Laukik to Alaukik. When you sit on on a chair, remember the throne. When you pick up a pen, kalam, remember, remember the lotus flower. Use the pen whilst being a lotus flower, detached and loving. When you see the file, remember the account. What would Babdada be signing in my file now? And the running around is going up and down the ladder. Have this practice, and you will be able to stabilize your intellect wherever you wish, just as you are able to direct your feet wherever you want. In the same way, your intellect will become like your feet. Now, you have to transform the intellect from thinking of Laukik into Alaukik. Then there will be transformation in your stages also. What is the specialty of the jewels in this gathering? One is that all of you are loving, and secondly, the majority of you have surrendered intellect. Thirdly, you remain ready for service at all the time. This is why you are ever ready. What are the three things? Loving, surrendered intellect, and ever ready for service. Now put the jewels of all these specialties onto the crown of responsibility you have received. Only then will you be able to accurately fulfill the responsibility. These virtues are the jewels of the crown. That is, they are the beauty which you must keep eternally. What is the beauty? The three things that Baba has just told. Whatever actions you perform, others seeing you will do the same. It is essential to remember one slogan: give love to the young ones and regard to the older ones. You have to give love and you will then receive regard. Do not ever forget this. This gathering is like gold already, but further beauty is always added to gold. Sone pe suhag. For that, now and then, Madhuban should be the place for a gathering. With the advice of the instrument sisters, there will be gathering from time to time. I think we're almost coming to an end. There should be newness in the exhibitions. At the moment, people just think that knowledge is good. People who come to the exhibition, they think that knowledge is good. When they see whatever you have to tell them, they should think without asking any question that they have found an easy path. Keep this aim while making the exhibitions. And the topics should also be attractive. It can be the introduction to Supreme Soul. You have to bring people who run away from you closer. You have to bring the people who run away from you closer, whether they are religious people or any other kinds of people. You must follow up the exhibition. Just as you have done service in the museum, you have to follow that also. You must maintain contact with them. You must call them from time to time. You must maintain a good relationship with them so that they have the feeling of family. Only then there will be success in the service. Acha, Om Shanti. So in this Murli, Baba gave all of beautiful tips and tricks for the self-progress, for the progress in the service, right? Let's quickly revise. Baba was talking about the four things: the crown, the throne, and the effort and the fortune, right? So what are these four things? Baba is looking at each one stage using these four attributes. And Baba went in detail when to become master, when to become a child. And Baba was emphasizing on the power of discerning. Once you discern, you have to decide, make a decision, and then you have to have a power to solve the problem. Judging, discern, decide, and act. So Bob was talking more about being master and child, going up the ladder, coming down the ladder, being humble and giving regard, and being a master and share your ideas in the gathering. Once the decision has been made, just be a child and follow through. And Baba was also giving some tips on being a bhatti. So how can you become a point form? Baba says in order to stabilize in a point form, there are two things. You have to be incorporeal and loving. So in order to become a point form, being detached, practice being detached. And then as you practice your incorporeal stage, you'll feel the angelic state. You'll experience the angelic stage as you continue to practice the point form. And Bob was talking about when can you apply a point, right? You need to learn how to bend and how to apply brakes. When you stabilize yourself in your original stage, then then experience of virtues comes into picture, right? So again, Baba says point form cannot be, or a soul conscious form cannot just be itself. It comes with remembrance of Baba, like Bab and Dada are together, like soul consciousness and remembrance of the Baba are together. Right? The Baba was telling more about 4 more things to keep in your mind to make this practice more natural, because as the time goes by, there will not be enough time for your own purushat. So Baba was telling to practice this, sit on your throne. Whenever you use a pen, sit on the lotus flower, detached and loving, and going up and down the ladder, being humble. Okay, and the exhibitions, Baba says, bring newness in your sharing, in your seva. Especially Baba is emphasizing on giving the introduction of Baba. There should not be much talking, just looking at the pictures. They should feel that they found a path, what they're looking for, come up with very interesting topics so that appeals to them. And people who run away from you should feel the closeness and come back to Baba. Okay? So beautiful Murli, very simple, very powerful. So let's take, oops, sorry, Raki Ben, I didn't see the message.
That's fine, brother.
Okay, so let's meditate, and so we can do the full more reflection practice on this Murli, and then maybe Monday we can do more churning on this.
Sure.
Make yourself very comfortable. Become very subtle. Naturally detached and in your incorporeal stage. As you come closer to your eternal form, feel the closeness to Baba, both in your stage and feel Baba's love. Feel that crown of light, very stable on this lotus stage of being loving and detached. Very clean and clear intellect. Invoke that divinity within you. Experience your own bhagya. Experience your own inner beauty. Very stable in this soul conscious stage. In Baba's lap, Baba's heart throne. Try to discern the energy of your consciousness. Refine your pure presence. Refine your presence close to Baba. Pure love. Om Shanti Shanti. Thank you, everyone. We will love to hear your sharing.
Om Shanti, brother.
Om Shanti.
It was really, I think, up and down, Murli, where Bapdada was checking our homework. That's how he starts his Murli. He's saying, I'm checking your crown, your throne, your effort, and your fortune. But the Murli's main thing was, how do I have a clean intellect? How can I perceive situations? That is, what is my future? That was what Baba was putting as my aim. Then he spoke of so many powers: discrimination, deciding, power of break, bending, steering, for which I often remember one word, SOS, stop, observe, and steer. Then Baba gave us the stages. First stage was master and child. Then we should have a bodiless, incorporeal, and detached stage. And then practicing the point stage. He ended with a visualization of, if I'm an office going person, my chair, my pen, my file, and I go up and down. So he told us to take it with, the chair is my throne, and I write the pen with a lotus flower. And the file is nice because I'm checking my account, and it's like going up and down the ladder. So this was a lovely Murli, and there Baba has put on my crown jewels of loving, surrender, and ever ready. So a lot of points I have to check in each of these. This is what I could summarize from the Murli. Om Shanti.
Beautiful. Thank you, Guru Sabe. Anyone else? Who would like to share? Vimesh, Narayanan, Pratibha, Renu, Sakshi, Harpreet, Madhu, Manju. What will
Om
you
Shanti, brother.
suggest?
Om
Om
Shanti.
Shanti.
The power of, according to the power of discrimination, become powerful. You will continue to have success because of your not being able to recognize fully, and because someone does not receive the method through which his fortune could open. There is not so much success in service. This point I have noted.
Yeah, that's beautiful. The service includes both self-service and also serving the others. It's very much related to checking the pulse and also acting. Once you know what needs to be done, make a decision and act on it. Yeah. Thank you. Anyone else? Manju, Ramesh,
Om Shanti, brother.
Om
Very
Shanti.
beautiful movie. Each and every point to be noted and recalled throughout the day. I like the point where my Baba says cleanliness of heart is important, and along with that, the cleanliness of intellect is more important. This is my takeaway point from today's movie. We usually always look into the cleanliness of heart. Your heart should be good, clean. But along with this, we need to check our intellect also. Heart is related to like emotions, empathy, sympathy, and so on. But cleanliness of intellect means हमारे सोच विचार वो भी बहुत शुद्ध होने चाहिए. ओम शांति.
Yeah, that's beautiful. The power of intellect is the power of awareness. When we try to hold that awareness, it creates that atmosphere to change the feelings in the heart. Very true, very true. Thank you.
Om Shanti, brother.
Om Shanti.
Uh, Baba started today's Murli with the 4 points: crown, throat, effort, and fortune. Taj, Takht, Tadbir, or Takdir. And there is a song which I'm remembering right now. Always used to, whenever I used to hear the word Tadbir, I used to think about this song of an old movie called Bazi of 1951, which had Geeta Bali and Devanand. And the song was तदबीर से बिगड़ी हुई तकदीर बना ले, अपने पे भरोसा है तो एक दाव लगा ले. So keeping faith in your own self, and how I can connect this with this divine learning is that keeping faith in Baba and creating your own fortune. And like how Baba said that, like how Bap and Dada, they are not separate. The same way the soul conscious that has got faith, that is not separate from Baba's yad, from remembrance of Baba. And the points, what you mentioned about discern, decide, and act. When you discern your actions, your efforts, and that is how you create your fortune. The power, the beautiful way Baba has created in this Murli about the power to discriminate. That is, that is the way to become powerful. And and that will lead you to success. The more the cleanliness of the heart, more than that, what is required is the cleanliness of the intellect. So only when you are soul conscious is when you will have that the space of having cleanliness of your intellect, the power to perceive what is going to happen. When the again you're operating from soul consciousness is when you will be able to see. In yesterday's Murli also, we had something on the same lines, that the more you are into body consciousness, the more you're going to be struggling to see things around you. But the more you get into soul consciousness, it will be like an intuition, or the intellect will be so clear that things will, the way you'll be able to perceive, it will become very clear. And that perception that you get, what you perceive, is going to give you a ground to take decisions that is going to help you create the future. And lastly, one more point that I really like, that Baba says that only those wearing the crown, they are invited in the gathering, in Baba's gathering. And that gathering is of those, all of those who are sitting on the throne. So maybe in different capacities, but all are Taj Takdaris. And we all, Brahmins, all brothers and sisters who are here, are all those who are having that crown. So standing in that fortune, standing in that gratitude that yes, we are the chosen ones by Baba. We operating from the divine virtues and growing ahead and making sure that we spread the word, spread it with our sanskars, with our swabhav, with our language, and creating divinity around. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, that's beautiful summary. Yeah, so like it always comes to my mind about that Seven-Day Course book, which says about Smriti se Samarthi. Smriti se Samarthi. Smriti is a sense of awareness, and that is a job of the intellect. When you're aware that we are souls, we are eternal, we are Baba's children, this is drama, when we have that awareness, it's natural to awaken all the capabilities, and that creates that vritti, sthiti, and 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 perception, and also action in your world. Yeah, thank you. Anyone else?
Om Shanti, brother.
Om Shanti.
I've taken one meditation point from this movie, which I have practically done it in today's Amrit Vela. Here in this movie, Baba said that you have to increase the practice of stabilizing yourself in point form. And all of you are weak. So, but Baba said it is very easy. First, detach yourself. So, what I learned from here is that unless we are detached from the body, when we start our meditation, unless we are detached from our body and other things related with body, we should not start our journey up. First, we should completely feel that I am separate from my body and I'm completely detached. Then only I should start my journey up. So that is, I think, a very important point for me, which I've practiced also. So this is like what the other points are also there, but this is the point which I've practically applied also, and it has helped me. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. First detached, and then you raise into that loving stage. Yeah, yeah. Detached from this body consciousness. Naturally, you'll stabilize in soul consciousness. Thank you. Anyone else?
Om Shanti, brother.
Om Shanti.
I just wanted to use this beautiful Murli point in the game that we used to all play as children. You know, snakes and ladders, where you throw the dice, and then one day you're up and one day you're down, and you still laugh it off because you know that anything can happen anytime. So this special line over here, which says that you have to be ready to go up and down the ladder of being a master and child at the same time. and be ready and humble to be down as well as going up. Um, I just feel a practical correlation. If you just look at the drama as the dice being thrown, the readiness as we just laugh and accept what Baba is giving us in this life, the ups and downs, and our stage is still stable, is a good way of for me to reflect on this Murli, of going up and down, being the master and child at the same time. Om Shanti.
Thank you. That's a powerful tool to go beyond and then exercise and do the service in that situation. Thank you, Harpreet. Anyone
Om
else?
Shanti.
Yeah.
There's this line in today's Murli where Baba says that the method to be humble is to renounce regards for the self. The point to take home back is do the part of deeds and karmas that you are meant to do and put a full stop there. Do not expect anything out of it. Because there's always a subtle place where I stand that, okay, if I have done this, it needs to be at least seen. If nothing good is said, nothing bad is said, at least don't look, there's some kind of subtle expectation that this needs to be recognized. So this is a point for me to practice, to renounce regards for the self. Om Shanti.
Thank you. That's powerful. Yeah. Radhamani? What's the
Yes,
point?
brother.
Yeah. You want to share?
For the question of what happens when the disease is finished for that, Baba said the Pandavas who are the instruments especially need the power to perceive whatever is to happen in the future. They also need the power to take decisions. After the power to take decisions, there has to be the power to solve problems. Then you will be able to face anything. And after you have faced everything, you will attain the successful of revelation of the Yajna for that point. Oh,
Thank you. Our goal is to reveal Baba, and then this is a beautiful thing. Thank you. Anyone else? Paki Ben.
Yes, brother.
So we'll have meditation and wrap up, or how much time do we have?
If there's the sharings are being done, we can move on to meditation.
Anyone else wants to share what is that you're going to practice for the rest of the day? Or in other words, as you were listening, what did you feel? How did it feel to listen to Baba's Murli? Madhu?
Shanti, brother. Yesterday evening, I had heard this Murli through Profile by Hindi Murli in Hindi, no? So though half of the Murli I had heard, I was intoxicated. Beautiful Murli it was. It is really. And half of the Murli now again today we have read Bindu Swarup and Charity, that bodiless stage also. So from that I was beautifully Baba has mentioned that we say that we don't have time, and Baba said that you can make the time, for being consciousness. And if we pay special attention to special task, so like that we can pay attention for that also, but soul consciousness. So I decided today to be, because it's very difficult for me. I feel it difficult. I try a lot, but today Baba has told that take it like very important task and be in. So I've decided that I'll try my best to be in soul consciousness at workplace also. Workplace. So I'll consider it really very important task. I'm also not very old. I'm also new to this. I consider it, though I have been practicing. I have been in this line for last few years, but even then I am not able to remain in soul conscious stage. So I'll consider it very important task. So my takeaway point is that I try my best to be in soul consciousness and feel Avyakt stage. Thank you, Baba. Om Shanti.
Thank you. Yeah.
Om Shanti.
Divya? Yeah.
You, like when you said, how did you feel when listening to the Murli? More than that, after you finished the Murli, you know what's the scene I got? I just was looking at the TV and I heard some news. That's Baba's Murli. I said, oh my God, so many things I have to do. I come out, I take my scooter, which is a journey I'm going to say. And am I going to ride? Yes, I am a point. I'm on the scooter, I'm riding. And then suddenly I find I have no helmet, my crown. So Baba comes and puts the crown on me and he fills this with all. I like it very much. I feel very safe, like somebody has actually taken care of my thing, and I'm moving forward. Now, what is the forward is my future. I can see in the front where I'm going. Like you just said, how do you feel? So I've got this power of visualization always more. So that's how I felt at the end after listening to the book. Om Shanti.
Beautiful. You know, one of the main things is when you take a pause, of course, collecting knowledge is good, collecting points, sharing points is good. But when you take a pause and just reflect back, how did it feel as you're listening to Murli? What you're feeling is Baba's love, right? So then the love for Baba, love for Murli will start growing. So we need to take a pause and just acknowledge that love that we have experienced. And remembrance goes wherever there is love for. And unless if I give time to acknowledge the love that I have experienced, uh, our remembrance will not grow, you see. So thank you for sharing that. Yeah. So someone wants to
Harsha
share?
bhai,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just want to take a moment to address something that Madhuben said. Can I do that?
Yeah, yeah. Can you come
Yeah.
closer to the mic?
Okay, my voice is not clear. Is it clear now?
Yeah, yeah.
Is it clear now? Yeah, better.
It's better. Yeah.
Okay. So one of the points that Madhuben said that she's going to be practicing uh, getting soul conscious, and it is difficult. And as I'm addressing that, this is for each one of us. Uh, we should remove the terminologies that don't serve us. The terms like difficult, it's easier said than done. All these things, even as we are starting, we make it heavy, even before we start doing it. Now, here, uh, my invitation to all of us is that let's take it up as a game of being soul conscious. The purpose of playing a game is to enjoy. We are not here out to prove to anyone. Let's just enjoy the game of being soul conscious. Otherwise, it is paradoxical that, oh, it is going to be a task to be light. When you say you want to be light, it is going to be a task. When you say you're going to be a task, it's paradoxical because you are making it heavy and then talking about being light. So, getting the grace in the language that we speak in our mind and that coming in the language that we speak from our mouth and getting easiness in there. Just give it to Baba and say, Baba, this is the Purusharth that I want to do. I want to practice being light. I want to practice being soul conscious. And ek kadam aapka, hazar kadam Baba ke. And that is my practice to slowly elevate, gradually elevate in the learnings of what Baba is imparting to us. That's it, brother.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much for that. Thank you so so much. Really, I am inspired by your words, and I'll do. Not try. I'll do it. Thank you so much, once again.
Oh, thank you. You'll see the transformation already. Have fun now, have fun forever. Feel good now and feel good forever. Things that makes you heavy will drop off by itself naturally. Very good. Yeah. Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Let's take a couple of minutes to try to refine your presence along with visualizing. Try to feel your presence as this pure energy, a living energy, a loving energy. Very subtle and very refined presence. More you slow down, more you will be gravitated to your pure presence. Feel that natural lightness. Observing everything as transient, part of the drama. Become very effortless. Feel that natural calmness, pleasantness. Very comfortable in the Shanti Dham. Feel the fragrance of Baba's love. Naturally soaking in Baba's love and vibrations. Absorbing love. Absorbed in love. Merged in Baba's love. Dissolve any sense of self. Surrender your awareness in this pure combined form. Carry your combined presence for the rest of the day. Om Shanti. Shanti. Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Varshabai. Thank you, Divine Family. And we shall meet tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.
Thank you, brother. Thank